Hi there. I decided to do my biochem project on carcinogenesis. So, what is carcinogenesis? Carcinogenesis uh, is the formation of cancer. This happens when normal cells in your body undergo transformations, turning them into cancerous cells. Cell division happens in almost all tissues of your body, and this cell division is balanced with apoptosis, which is regimented, controlled cell death. When your cells start to divide uncontrollably, this upsets the balance between uh, cell death and cell division. When this happens, you can run into a variety of problems. So, this abnormal cell division happens when gene modifications occur at the genetic level. So genes inside the nucleus of your cell, they tell it when to grow, tell it when to divide, and tell it when to die. But when there is a change or damage to our DNA, the gene can mutate and it won't function properly, which can cause this abnormal, uncontrollable cell division. So this process can either be hereditary, meaning you inherited it from your parents and sort of it was bound to happen and develop over time, or it can be sporadic, meaning the cancer was caused by environmental mutagenic agents like UV radiation from the sun or smoking cigarettes or something like that. So the YouTube video won't work in this presentation mode, but basically what it was showing, it was highlighting the differences between like normal cell division and abnormal cell division, which happens with carcinogenesis. So with normal cell division, the cells divide very uniformly and it happens very controlled and slowly. And all the cells, when they divide, they look the same and the groups are very similar. But when cancer cells divide, like abnormally, it all looks very wonky. They divide very fast and the cells aren't the same shape and it just looks pretty crazy. So why is carcinogenesis bad? So cancer cells grow inside and damage your body's healthy organs and tissues, destroying the cells that they have that allow them to function properly. Lack of fully functioning tissues and organs in a person can be harmful and sometimes fatal, unfortunately. Cancer is also especially bad because in some cases, not only does it affect the original area that it is found in, but it can also spread to other parts of your body and harm you there. This diagram shows a good example of how the cancer started in the intestine, and in advanced stages, it has moved to the liver and the lung, places that weren't originally affected, like it wasn't originally in those places, but the cancer has migrated to there. We'll talk more about how it migrates later. So, how do cancer cells grow? So, just like any cell in your body, cancer cells need oxygen and nutrients to survive. When they're small, they can easily get what they want from nearby blood vessels. However, as one would expect, when the tumor grows, it needs more oxygen and nutrients, so the tumor starts to make new blood vessels. This process is called angiogenesis, and it allows the cancer to spread in your blood, easing the spread of the cancer and facilitating new tumor growth and development. So, how do cancer cells spread? So, cancer cells spread one of two ways. Either they push on normal tissues adjacent to the tumor, and then they excrete an enzyme that breaks those cells down, and then they can move into that new area adjacent to the tumor. They can also spread in another way via the lymphatic system or the bloodstream to other parts of your body far away from the original tumor. So the first way is it's just tissues adjacent to the tumor, and then the other way is to distant parts of your body. The second way is the worst way, and it is called metastasis. So, although there's some disagreement in the literature about this, it's generally agreed upon that there are three steps to carcinogenesis or tumor development. Those would be tumor initiation, tumor promotion, and then the third and the final step is tumor progression. So the first stage of tumor development is called tumor initiation. Um, During this first stage, the normal cells in your body are altered so that they can form tumors. This happens when a carcinogen causes a genetic error by modifying the DNA structure. This modification of the DNA structure leads to a mutation during DNA synthesis, which allows your cells to now form tumors. So, tumor promotion is the second stage in tumor development. And tumor promotion happens when the cells in your body that have been previously altered uh, and are able to form tumors from tumor initiation, when these cells actually start dividing, these cells also become resistant to apoptosis, which we discussed previously as automated cell death. So this means they don't want to die, which is bad. And during this stage, the cells undergo colonial growth. So tumor progression is the third and final stage of tumor development. During tumor progression, the tumor cells become more invasive and they start dividing faster. Because of all of this, phenotypical changes occur, making the tumor more aggressive and giving it a greater chance of turning malignant, which we will find out in a few slides is not a good thing at all. So, in general, there are two types of tumors. The tumor can either be benign or it can be malignant. So, the first of the two types of tumors we're going to look at are benign tumors. Now, these guys aren't really considered cancerous because they're unable to spread to the other parts of your body, which is good. They generally grow slowly and are usually harmless. In some rare cases, they can turn malignant, but that's quite rare, so you should still get the tumor operated on. And when it's operated on, it rarely will come back. Although they're generally harmless, sometimes just because it is a tumor and it does take up space, it can press on nerves or blood vessels and impact speech if it's in your brain or stuff like that. Although it doesn't grow and spread to distant parts of your body, it can still hurt you, and you should still get it operated on and removed. So the second type of tumor we're going to look at here are malignant tumors. These are the guys that follow the steps of carcinogenesis. What these guys consist of is uncontrollable cell growth that can spread all throughout your body. It can spread locally, or it can spread to distant parts of your body, like your organs or your tissues, or what have you, through your bloodstream or through your lymphatic system. This type of tumor gets progressively worse, and it can be very dangerous or potentially fatal in some unfortunate cases. So there are 4 stages of cancer in your body: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4. As cancer progresses down the stages, it usually becomes harder to treat, and we will find out how it becomes much more dangerous. So the first stage of cancer is aptly named stage 1. So during this stage of cancer, the cancer or tumor is still very small and hasn't spread anywhere yet. Fortunately, it's usually very treatable at this stage, which is good because the cancer is just located in one area. In most cases, you can just cut it out or zap it with radiation or something like that. For example, if the cancer was in stage 1 was located on your kidney, it would be a small tumor, 7 centimeters in diameter or smaller. And for example, if you had stage 1 skin cancer, like a mole on your forehead, it would just be in the mole and it wouldn't have spread to your tissues or anything else. So, stage 2 cancer is the second stage of cancer development, and this happens when the cancer or tumor has gotten bigger and has spread to nearby tissues. So, for example, with the kidney, as you can see in this diagram, the tumor is a lot larger than the previous example, but it has not spread anywhere else yet, which is quite good. And with the skin cancer example, if the skin cancer had gone to your surrounding area in your forehead, that would be stage 2 cancer. The cancer is still usually fairly treatable at this point if you catch it now, but as it progresses on to stage 3 and stage 4, it becomes harder to treat. So, stage 3 cancer is the third stage of cancer development. So, during stage 3, the cancer has spread to your lymph nodes, but has not yet reached distant organs or tissues or anything like that. For example, with the kidney, that would mean that the cancer has left your kidney and has traveled to lymph nodes in your armpit or something like that. And the same thing goes for the cancer. If you had skin cancer on your forehead, it could have spread to lymph nodes in your neck or in your armpit or something like that. So, stage 4 is the fourth and is the final stage of cancer development in your body. During stage 4, the cancer has spread to distant regions of your body, whether out far away from the original site of the cancer, whether that be to your distant organs or bone or tissues or etc. This type of cancer is often called metastatic cancer. To follow with the original kidney and skin cancer example, for the kidney, that would mean that the cancer has, in fact, left your kidney, and it could now be in your lungs or in your brain or bone, or something like that. Same thing goes with the skin cancer example. That cancer could now be in your kidney. And it could get there via the lymphatic system or the bloodstream, etc. So, as one would expect, there are quite a few morphological differences between a cancer cell in your body versus a normal body cell. So, for example, like we've discussed a lot, cancer cells divide abnormally, uncontrollably, as opposed to the uniform division of normal body cells. Cancer cells come in different shapes and sizes. They have a larger, darker, variably shaped nucleus. They also possess a abnormal chromosome count. They don't really look like normal body cells. There's differences in their size and their shape, and they form cell clusters lacking boundaries, whereas like normal body cells have better boundaries between the two. And they also lose normal function, so they can't function properly in your body, which is why they're so dangerous. So, thankfully, there are cancer treatments out there. If the cancer is caught early enough, it is likely that surgery will work, that just cutting out the tumor, if it hasn't spread to anywhere else, that works. As the cancer advances, that doesn't work as well because it'll spread to other parts of your body and you can't just cut it out. So that's when you have to look at more of a drastic approach to beat the cancer. So right now there are 3 widespread really approaches. So first of all, there's chemotherapy. It's perhaps the most well-known approach of the 3, and it consists of a class of drugs that's administered intravenously that works by keeping the cancer cells from growing and dividing. I don't think it targets it, but it stops them from growing and dividing, which is what you want. Radiation also works. So radiation therapy works by killing the cancer cells, by damaging their DNA. And once you damage the DNA, they can't grow or divide, etc. And it blasts them into little bits. Um, and then immunotherapy also works by ramping up the power of your immune system. So then it becomes better equipped to fight the cancer. These treatments don't always work, but sometimes you can improve your chances by using one or two of them in conjunction with another. So, for example, during immunotherapy, your immune system sometimes has trouble finding cancer cells because they're hiding. Even though it's all ramped up, sometimes it can't actually find them and destroy them. So, in some cases, they use radiation therapy first to target and destroy specific cancer cells. And then once those cancer cells are destroyed and their little bits are out there, your immune system can pick up those bits, and then it knows exactly what it's looking for. And with the whole ramped up immune system, it has a much better idea of what the cancer looks like. And then with the help of the immunotherapy, it can go after the remaining cancer cells. One thing that's pretty unfortunate about cancer, though, is that it's hard to get rid of completely, because only one cell is needed to remain or start dividing and create a tumor again, and it's hard to get rid of all the cells. So that's why doctors don't usually say that your cancer is quote unquote cured. They say that you're in remission, because it's pretty hard to completely cure cancer. So, in conclusion, carcinogenesis is the formation of cancer or tumors. It's especially bad because it can spread to other parts of your body and destroy healthy tissues and organs that you need to survive. So, like I said, it's very harmful, but fortunately, it can be treated in many cases, which is good. And new advancements are being made all the time to help us in our fight against cancer. Here's a little page with references that I used. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you learned something about cancer, and I hope my presentation was concise and informative and easy to understand. Thank you. I hope you have a great day.